Hey guys, welcome back. Today Casey is going to talk through topography and what we'll want to have included, what type of topography we'll want to have included in a preliminary site plan, what areas it should cover, and a little bit more specifics on topography. So let's learn.
Hello everyone, this is Casey. I'm back to give you guys another video on topography and what needs to get imported into a CAD file to set yourself up to create a good conceptual grading plan in the future. So the key things that you need to have inside your CAD file, or the key areas that need to have topography data, are going to be the entire project property area and about 20 feet beyond the project property line. More information is always better, so you can go much farther than 20 feet, but that's just kind of a general guideline. Have a little bit extra beyond the property line in case there's situations where you need to tie in grades outside of the property line or just need to know what's going on beyond your property line. You also want to include all the roads adjacent to the project property. This is important for doing lines of sight at intersections or proposed entrances into your site. This is going to be required by many different departments of transportation, including Georgia Department of Transportation, Florida Department of Transportation, different county departments of transportation. A lot of them are going to require you to do profiles for sight lines. So having topography data for your roads adjacent to your property can be really important. It's great to just go ahead and bring them in when you have the opportunity to set yourself up later on so that you don't have to go back and get more topography information. So we've got this product pulled up here. Luckily, this already has some topography, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn on the grading layers. And this is done pretty much, along the guidelines, which we just discussed. It includes all of these roads: the main road, Holcomb Bridge Road, Market Boulevard, as well as these side access roads. Typically, you're going to need topography for main roads for sight lines. You're not going to be required to do sight lines on small access roads like Kings Lane here, but it wouldn't be entirely out of the ordinary, so it's good to just go ahead and get your topography information for this area as well. Some key sources to get topography information from. The best source is always going to be a survey CAD file. This is going to be the most accurate and most up-to-date topography. We're only going to have this if the site has already been surveyed. And sometimes surveyors don't include areas such as the surrounding roads. They might only give you topography inside the property lines of the site. In that case, you might have to get road topography from another source or request that a surveyor send you a little bit more topography data if they have it. But as a general rule, we want the most accurate topography data we can get. We'll do a little bit extra work to get more accurate data, and I'll show you what I mean by that. The next most desirable source for topography is going to be tracing your survey. So tracing your survey is going to take a little bit longer than downloading GIS topo data, but it's better to trace a survey that's just been done. If you only have a PDF and don't have a CAD file of the survey yet, you can trace a survey that's going to have the most accurate, localized information for that specific property versus GIS data, which is usually shot with LiDAR and done over very large areas, so it isn't quite as accurate on a smaller scale as tracing the survey for the property. Okay, the next source is going to be downloading the GIS topo data, such as topo tiles. A lot of different jurisdictions offer some sort of topo tiles that you can download. Some of them are free. Some of them have to be purchased from the jurisdiction. We have a lot that are already downloaded, both free ones and ones that we've purchased under this file path right here. Once you get to this folder, you just want to find your jurisdiction. If it's in there, you can search in the search bar in the top right in your directory to see if we already have that jurisdiction. And then there will be some sort of folder in there saying topo or topo tiles, which you can open. And usually the topo tile files come in the form of a shape file, so .shp or .shx, which you can import into your CAD file using the map import command, and then you just would change the file type to the required file type and then import it, or you can drag it in from your file explorer. Sometimes I believe Cherokee County has topo tiles that are already in a DWG format, so you would just open those in your CAD, copy the area that you need, and then paste it into the CAD file that you're working in. Okay, you can also trace from GIS data. Pretty much every jurisdiction, not all, but most, have a GIS which has a topography layer. Some of them you can download shape files from, some of them you can't. If you can't and that jurisdiction doesn't support some sort of topo tile that you can download or purchase, then you can just turn on your topography label or topography layer on their GIS, and then take a screen capture and drop it into your CAD file and trace it. The last resort is going to be USGS quad maps. These are super big topography maps of essentially the entire country. They're pretty inaccurate, but they can be used as a last resort if you don't have any other information. And then last thing, if you're not exactly sure where to get your topography data, or you're unsure what to use, or think that we might have a survey that you don't know of, just consult with the project manager. They should be able to point you in the right direction as to where to get more topography information from. We'll go back to this CAD file here just so you can get a last look at the area that needs to have topography. We'll go over that one more time. The entire project area inside the property lines, about 20 feet beyond the property lines, and then any adjacent roads that are by the property. More information is always better, but you can make a file really big and really slow to work in if you include a really large area of topography that's just not necessary. You really just want to meet those 3 guidelines, and then when you go to look at your sheets, you just want to see if topography basically fills up the sheet of your grading plan, and if it does, typically that's enough. So if you follow these guidelines and use the most accurate source that you have available, you'll set yourself up in a good position to do a great conceptual grading plan later on down the line. Thanks.